Hey guys, welcome back to Tiny House Customs. I'm Dan. In this two-part video series, I'll be framing my lofted kitchen and bathroom floor. If you didn't catch part one of this video series, the link will be in the description below. The one difference between this loft and the lower living room loft is this has exposed joists with exposed beadboarding underneath it. So let's pick up where we left off in the last video.
Oh boy.
When you need to use your speed square on something, you want to put the speed square so it's connecting to more board, like right here. If you were to go like this and square off the end, this could teeter-totter, and it also sometimes boards flare off on the end. It could affect that and it won't read as square as it could be. So place it on the longer side and then make your mark. So on that side, the cripple and the jack is less than my notch, so I have to put another notch on the back side of this one. I'm just going to make this cut by eye. Ow, I always cut myself. That's cool. That'll be nice and beefy right there. So I installed the double joists on the end of the loft, and I bolted those together. Also did the same plug that I did on that last joist there. I just have to go back now and bolt all these in. These aren't going to get plugged because I'm going to put the lag through the jack, stud, cripple, whatever it is, and then into this, so that bolt will get hidden later. I'm just going to pre-drill it so it's easier to get it in. It's got to be a fucking easier way. I'm going to spend a half hour trying to figure out an easier way. So I took this 1/2 inch extension and I cut the socket side off, and I'll take this and hopefully it'll fit in my 1/2 inch drill. It does. Okay. Take this off, put it on here. Yeah. You need powder though. And that is the quicker way. Now I sighted all these joists to make sure that they were all running reasonably level. I was within an 1/8 inch on everything. The crowns aren't too bad in it, so my floor should be alright. By putting it from the joist into the stud, I'm putting it on an angle, so it's going to drive it down into that corner. So it's going to be tight down to the blocks and tight to the stud. Now if you had a right angle drill, that has a lot of torque, and it would be the best thing for this job, but I'm done buying tools until I get my table saw at least. I'm just going to go back and impact those in, make sure they're tight. On this one right here, I got a creak. It's because it's rubbing against the plywood. To me, I like the creak. It reminds me of my house when I was growing up. I'm going to leave it in. It'll give it kind of a rustic feel when you're walking through the house that it's creaking and cracking a little bit. If you didn't want that, you could put some glue, cut that short a little bit so it wasn't rubbing against that. I think it sounds cool. I like that. So now I can get my my beadboarding, which is going to be seen from the underneath. I'm going to get that finished. So on top of the exposed joist, I'm going to be installing some 3/16 beadboarding, and these are all tongue and groove, so it'll all lock in. And then on top of this, I'll put some 3/4 inch plywood, and then I'll install hardwood flooring over that. So before I install these things, I'm going to apply 2 coats of boiled linseed oil, mineral spirits, and polyurethane on top of it, and I'll do 2 coats of that. So this stuff covers 14 square feet, and it was about $15. So when you go to the big box store, you can buy like a bag of rags. They cost like $10 or something like that. So what I do is just take my old white t-shirts and I cut them up and I use those, and then I go to Walmart and I buy a bag of new white t-shirts to replace the ones I'm using. It ends up being the same and you get some t-shirts out of the deal. I mean, so I mixed up a 1/3 mixture. I'm just going to apply a real thin coat, and safety police if you would. I am wearing safety glasses and also hand protection, freaking sissy pants. So I set up a drying rack over there. I'm going to take all these and lay them on there. Get it, get some. You know, spraying it on really wasn't that bad. Here, go see the groundhog. Fuck you, it's a beaver. I'm just going to apply this with a spray gun. As long as you do a real light coat, you won't have runs or anything like that, and it won't pool up in the beads. That looks way better. So I applied 3 coats of the polyurethane, boiled linseed oil, and mineral spirits onto all of my beadboarding. I've made a few stacks. I'm just going to go over it with a 120 grit sandpaper I'm going to install everything, and then I'll go back and I'll apply a final coat to the joists as well as to the bead boarding, so everything will get coated one more time. When I'm sanding them, I'm just grabbing from random stacks. Sometimes you get boards that were milled from the same log, and you'll have like 4 in a row with the same grain pattern, and I don't want that pattern to show, so I'm just going to grab one here, one there, one there, one there. That way when I look up, all my boards will be different. I mean, there will be some that look the same, but they're going to be far apart from each other. There was about 6 of them that looked just like this, had this same grain pattern in them, and they were all in the same stack. So I want to make sure that those are spaced out. So I just set up a nice little makeshift table. I'm just going to quickly go over it, and then I'll get them ready to install. The reason I want to do a quick sanding on them is I was standing them outside, and some bugs landed on them, some grass got in it, some sawdust got in it. So it's just not, it's not the finish that I like, but it'll work. I'm used to finishing real small projects, so I'm used to really getting fine details and paying attention to. This was an insane amount of finish to put on, and this wasn't even nothing compared to the walls. Walls are going to be insane. So I'm just basically going back and fixing my laziness. It's exposed. Peanut?
I want to chew on the block. Give me the block. Give me the block. Thank you.
Peanut, there's chemicals on that.
Man, f you with these chemicals. Like you never done no chemical before.
Why are you ghetto today?
Man, f you, bitch.
Peanut, you're the bitch.
No, man, you call me a bitch again. Step up, son. Step up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'm right here. I'm right here. Come at me, dog.
You're the dog.
Thank you.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
So since my loft is like 8'6", and my boards right here are 8 feet, I don't need them to run all the way to the end here. So I can fill in just the end here with a piece running this way, and I'll do like a 2-inch rip on the end there. That way I can fill this in, and I won't have to splice any pieces in. It'll just run full length. First thing I'm going to do is install this piece here. You might have noticed I haven't done all the sanding. I just want to get started on this. So I'm not sure if this will make it in my electrical video, or if I'm even going to do electrical video, but I installed 4 lights on the bottom of the joist, and I routed out a channel for the wires to run through, and they all go down to a light switch that'll be down there. So when I'm nailing in these bead boarding as well as nailing in the plywood and then doing the hardwood floor, I need to be extremely mindful that those wires are there. I could get metal plates that cover that, but it's going to end up putting a little bump in my floor. So I'm just going to be really careful. So I'm just going to use my brad nailer to nail these down. I'm not going to go crazy because the plywood's going to hold it down real well. So because the floor is not perfectly level, if I were to just nail this first piece in without putting the next piece into the groove, I'll have a real hard time getting it in there. So I'm going to try to put like 4 pieces together. I'll make sure I'm tight against here. I'm not going to snap any lines. I'm just going to go with the wall. And once I got a couple pieces in, I'll go and nail these up. So on those first few courses, I didn't have the wire to worry about. My next course, I'm going to hit the wire. So I'm going to get some measurements and make sure I mark a lot so that I know where it is. It looks good though. So I installed all my bead boarding. I just nailed pretty much every other joist. I just tacked it in to hold it temporarily. I started cutting my plywood, and I'm going to put that in now. I know it looks like I'm about to hit my head, but it's actually pretty tall right here. You like it, Peen?
It's growing on me.
I didn't install any glue on this because I was doing the separate layers. Maybe I should have put a vapor barrier in between the beadboard and this top 3/4. I don't really know. I mean, this should be good. It's going to creak and crack a little bit, which I kind of like that. Gives it character. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to back nail the joists that don't have the wires on them. And the ones that do have the wires, I'm going to mark them out so that I give it a good inch on each side of the wire. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to put screws so that the screw doesn't veer off like a nail would. So I just marked out that where that wire is. I can put the screws in between here. To hide this end piece, I'm going to do some trim once the hardwood floor is on, and it'll cover this exposed edge. So I just temporarily nailed it down. I'm going to go back tomorrow morning and I'll nail it up. It's pretty late right now. I don't want to piss the neighbors off too bad. But doesn't this make sense? I mean, out of all the tiny houses I've ever seen, this to me makes the most sense. Utilize every square inch. So this is 3 years in the making right here. I didn't come up with this yesterday. This was many months of planning. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can follow my build. If you liked the video and felt it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave your comments down below, letting me know what you thought. And there was one more thing. Yes, if you want to show me some love, right up there, you see that little eye? Click on that eye. Oh, if you're on a computer, you got to be on a computer. Click on that eye. And then look, it opened up this little bar right there. You see that bar? Cool. And then down right here, maybe, right about here, it says Support Tiny House Customs. If you click on that, it's going to pause the video. And then you can do that if you want to. I mean, I would be appreciative of it. Peanut would be.
Yeah, dude, give me some monies.
But thanks for watching, guys. Next video, I have no idea.
I want to go outside, Dad. I want to be free with the other doggies. You lock me into this damn mini doghouse, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Peen, are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm not talking to you anymore. You can consider this relationship over. I'm moving the f out. I don't want to deal with this.
Peanut, easy with language.
F you. I will just lay here and soak. I don't even know what that means, but I'm gonna do it.